You know exactly what you should be doing. That's the frightening part. You know your goal, you know your dream, you know the work that you need to do. You've probably even made the plan. Maybe you've written it down. Maybe you've told people what you're going to do. Maybe you've imagined what your life will look like when you finally get there. And yet, you keep delaying, you keep scrolling, you keep checking your phone, you watch another video, you answer messages. You suddenly become interested in cleaning your room. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week, and next week has become a year. And then you look around and realize, as usual, that the life you've been dreaming about is still waiting for you to begin it. The problem is not always that you're lazy, sometimes it's simply distraction. We live in a world designed to steal your attention. Every app wants your eyes. Every notification wants your attention. Every person wants access to your time. And if you are not careful, you can spend your entire life reacting to things that have absolutely nothing to do with the future you say you want. You wake up and immediately give your mind away to your phone, to social media, to other people's opinions, to other people's problems, to information you don't need. And then you wonder why you cannot focus on your own life. The truth is, you cannot build an extraordinary life with an ordinary relationship with your attention. Your attention is your life. I always say this, that where your attention goes, your life follows. Every hour you spend distracted is an hour you will never get back. Every day you spend chasing what does not matter is a day you could have spent building what does. So the question is not, how do I find more motivation? The question is, what am I willing to stop giving my attention to? Because achieving your goals is not only about doing more. Sometimes it's about removing the noise, removing the unnecessary, removing the habits that keep you in the same place, removing the endless need for stimulation. Until finally, there is nothing left between you and the work you are meant to do. And when you reach that point, it all changes. You stop waiting to feel motivated. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop allowing every little thing to pull you away from the life you say you want. You become focused, not because distractions disappear, but because you finally become more committed to your future than your impulses. If you've resonated with this video thus far, I'd like you to like and share it with someone who needs to listen to this with you. Before you can achieve your goals, you have to understand what is actually stealing your life. Because distraction is not always something obvious. Sometimes distraction looks like entertainment, and sometimes it looks like work. Sometimes it even looks like being productive. You can spend an entire day doing things and still accomplish nothing that actually moves your life forward. This is because being busy and being focused are not the same thing. A distracted person can be extremely busy. They can answer hundreds of messages, watch hours of educational videos, organize their workspace, research endlessly, plan everything, and still never do the one thing that actually matters. The first step toward eliminating distraction is learning to recognize it. Number one, eliminate the distractions that give you nothing back. Your attention is constantly being auctioned. Every notification, every message, every headline, every new video, every piece of unnecessary information. Someone somewhere is always trying to capture your attention, and the more you consume, the harder it becomes to concentrate, because your brain becomes accustomed to constant stimulation. You check your phone every 5 minutes, then another 5. Then suddenly an hour has passed. And the terrifying thing is that you may not even remember what you were doing. This is how your life disappears. Not necessarily through one enormous mistake, but through thousands of tiny moments you surrendered without thinking. So ask yourself, What am I consuming that gives me nothing in return? What accounts do I follow that leave me feeling worse? What conversations drain me? What apps do I open without even thinking? What habits consume hours of my life without bringing me closer to the person I want to become? You don't need to eliminate everything enjoyable from your life. You simply need to become intentional, because there is a difference between choosing to rest and escaping from your life every time your life becomes uncomfortable. The goal is not to become a machine. The goal is to stop living on autopilot. Number 2, stop giving everyone access to you. Some of your distractions are not on your phone. They are in your contacts. They are in your messages. They are sitting right beside you. And sometimes the biggest obstacle between you and your goals is not a lack of discipline. It's that you are constantly available to everybody. Everyone can call you whenever. Everyone can message you whenever. Everyone can interrupt you whenever. Everyone can bring their emergency into your day. And because you don't want to disappoint anyone, you keep saying yes. Yes to conversations. Yes to favors. Yes to invitations. Yes to things that have absolutely nothing to do with your priorities. And then you wonder why you don't have enough time for your own dreams. But you cannot give everybody unlimited access to your time and still expect to have enough time for yourself. Your goals require protected time. They require periods when you are unreachable, unavailable, focused. You need moments when the world cannot interrupt you, not because you don't care about your people, but because you care about your own life too. Learn to say, I can't right now. I'll get back to you. Not today. You don't need a long explanation. You don't need permission. And you certainly don't need to feel guilty for protecting your attention. Because every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you are saying no to something necessary. Sometimes you are saying no to your health, your work, your creativity, your future, the life you keep saying you want. Number 3, stop waiting to feel motivated. This is where many people lose years. They keep waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect morning, the perfect environment, the perfect burst of motivation. They tell themselves, tomorrow I'll be more disciplined, tomorrow I'll focus, tomorrow I will start. But tomorrow always arrives as today. As a matter of fact, there is no tomorrow. Tomorrow is an illusion. And suddenly you are back where you started. The truth is, you will not always feel like doing what needs to be done. You will be tired. I'm presently tired as I make this video. You will be bored. You will feel insecure. You will question yourself. You will want to do something easier. That is normal. The difference between people who achieve their goals and people who endlessly dream about them is often their relationship with discomfort. The focused person doesn't ask, do I feel like doing this? They ask, does this need to be done? And if the answer is yes, they do it. Not perfectly, not always with enthusiasm, but consistently. Because discipline is not the absence of distraction, it is the decision to return to what matters every time you get distracted. You will lose focus. You will have bad days. You will waste time. You will fall back into old habits. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to return faster. To notice, I've been distracted, and then come back. Come back to the work. Come back to the dream. Come back to yourself. There is a difference between wanting something and building something. Wanting is emotional, building is repetitive. Wanting feels exciting, building can feel really boring most of the time. And this is where most people lose. They fall in love with the idea of their future, but they never fall in love with the process required to create it. Because the process is rarely glamorous. It is waking up and doing the same thing again and again and again until one day, the results finally become impossible to ignore. Number 4, choose one priority and make it non-negotiable. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck is that they are trying to transform their entire lives at the same time. They want to get fit, build a business, learn a language, make more money, read more books, travel the world, fix their relationships, become mentally stronger, and somehow they expect their attention to be divided between all of it without consequence. But your attention is finite, your energy is finite, your time is finite. You cannot give everything your maximum effort at the same time. So choose what matters most right now, not forever, right now. What is the one thing that if you committed to it consistently for the next 6 months would change the trajectory of your life? Find it, protect it, and make it your non-negotiable. Because when everything is important, nothing is. You don't need to do everything. You need to do what matters and do it long enough for it to work. Number 5, create a life that makes distraction difficult. Most people try to fight distraction with willpower. That's a mistake. Willpower is unreliable. Your environment is stronger. If your phone is beside you, you will probably check it. If every app is designed to pull you in, you will probably get pulled in. If your workspace is chaotic, your mind may become chaotic too. So stop asking, how can I become disciplined enough to resist everything? Ask, how can I design my life so I don't have to resist everything? Put your phone somewhere you cannot reach it easily. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Remove the apps that consume your attention. Keep your workspace simple. Prepare the things you need before you begin. Make the good habits easy. Make the distraction difficult. Because the human mind naturally moves toward what is easiest. So make your desired behavior the path of least resistance. If you want to read, keep the book visible. If you want to exercise, prepare your clothes the night before. If you want to work, have your workspace ready before you sit down. You are not trying to become a completely different human being overnight. You are simply changing the environment that your current self has to operate in. And sometimes that is enough to change everything. Number 6, stop consuming more than you create. This is one of the most important rules for anyone trying to build a meaningful life. You cannot spend your entire day watching other people live and then wonder why you have no energy left to build your own life. You consume, you scroll, you watch, you listen, you observe, and eventually your entire life becomes one long spectator experience. You know what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is wearing, what everyone else thinks, what everyone else is achieving. But what are you creating? What are you building? What are you becoming? There is nothing wrong with consuming information, but information is supposed to lead somewhere. Learn something, then use it. Get inspired, then create. Watch someone build something, then go build your own. Because there is a dangerous illusion that comes from consuming too much. You begin to feel productive without actually being productive. You watch 10 videos about discipline, but don't do the work. You watch 5 videos about starting a business, but never start one. You research for months and never act. At some point, you have to stop preparing and begin. Because your future will not be built by what you know. It will be built by what you do with what you know. There comes a point where you have to stop trying to manage every distraction and start becoming the kind of person who knows what deserves their attention. Because distraction will never disappear completely. There will always be another notification, another opportunity, another person who needs you, another video you could watch, another reason to postpone. The world will always be noisy. So the goal is not to create a perfectly quiet world. The goal is to build a mind that can remain focused inside a noisy world. Number 7, make your future more important than your impulses. Every time you choose the easy thing over the important thing, you are teaching your brain what matters. Every time you pick up your phone instead of doing the work, you are reinforcing a pattern. Every time you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, you are strengthening the habit of postponing your life. But the opposite is also true. Every time you sit down and do the work, even when you don't feel like it, you are becoming someone new. Every time you choose your long-term future over a temporary impulse, you strengthen your ability to choose it again. This is how discipline is built, not in one dramatic moment, but through thousands of tiny decisions. You decide, my future matters more than this 5-minute impulse. My dream matters more than this temporary comfort. The person I am becoming matters more than the person I am today. And eventually, your choices begin to reflect your priorities. Number 8, learn to be bored. This may be one of the most powerful things you can do for your attention. Learn to be bored. Sit in silence. Walk without your phone. Eat without watching something. Allow your mind to exist without constant stimulation. Because if you cannot tolerate 5 minutes of boredom, you will struggle to tolerate the hours of repetition required to achieve something meaningful. Great things are often built during boring moments. The writer sitting alone with a blank page, the athlete repeating the same movement, the entrepreneur doing work no one sees, the student studying the same subject again, the person building a skill one ordinary day at a time. None of this is particularly exciting, but eventually the boring work produces extraordinary results. If you need constant stimulation to keep going, you will eventually quit. So train yourself to stay. Stay when it's boring. Stay when it's slow. Stay when no one is watching. Stay when the results haven't arrived yet, because consistency is often just the ability to remain when excitement has disappeared. Number 9, stop announcing your plans and start executing them. There is a strange psychological trap that happens when you talk too much about what you're going to do. You announce the goal, you explain the plan, you tell everyone what you're building, and sometimes you get a tiny feeling of accomplishment before you've actually accomplished anything. You have talked about the future so much that your brain briefly experiences the satisfaction of having already done the work. Then the urgency disappears. So sometimes the most focused thing you can do is become quiet. Stop explaining, stop announcing, stop seeking approval for your plans, just do the work. Let the results speak. You don't need everyone to understand what you're doing. You don't need everyone to support your vision. You don't even need everyone to know what your vision is. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Build quietly. And one day, the life you were talking about will simply become the life you are living. Maybe the biggest distraction in your life is not your phone. Maybe it's the constant temptation to escape from the discomfort of becoming who you say you want to be. Because growth is uncomfortable, discipline is uncomfortable, being alone with your thoughts is uncomfortable, saying no is uncomfortable, doing the same important thing every day can be incredibly boring. But somewhere inside all of that discomfort, your future is being built. Every time you put the phone down, every time you say no to something that does not matter, every time you return to your work, every time you choose your future over your impulse, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming, and eventually those votes become your life. So if you want to achieve your goals, stop waiting for distraction to disappear. Stop waiting for motivation to arrive. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. Choose. Choose what matters. Protect it. Return to it again and again and again. Until one day you look around and realize the life you were constantly distracted from building is finally the life you are living. If you have resonated with this video, I would like for you to like it, share it with someone you think it will also resonate with, and drop a comment. This will help the Human Mirror reach so much more people that can find resonation with it. This has been the Human Mirror. Look closely, you are never invisible. I'll see you in the next reflection.